Well, it's been a heck of a ride this season, but what's a building show without a few ups and downs?
Jane's had a great trip away and there have been a few changes to her house in that time. Is she happy with what she's come back to?
Well, I've just come back from 2 weeks away. Some friends were over from Australia and we did the Central Otago Rail Trail and went up to Mount Cook and did a lot of the big walks up there. And so I've just got back. I was really excited coming back, wondering what had happened. And well, I have to say I'm just a little bit disappointed when I look round. I can see obviously the pink bats have gone in, but other than that, I'm not sure what's happened in 2 weeks. So I think you might recall from an episode going back a few weeks, or must be probably a few months ago now, when Ivan said that Jane's called a meeting. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to be doing that on Monday too.
Jane's calling a meeting with Ivan, so I thought I'd do the same. Being the final episode, what does Ivan have to say about how things have gone over the last few months?
So Ivan, last interview with Bridgie, episode 12, it's coming really fast. Enjoyed working with you guys, it's been interesting and I've learned a lot, so I hope the viewers out there have also. So what's been your favourite part of the show?
Just seeing the houses evolve and talking about what we actually do finally. We've been doing it 14 years here for me and 30 years for Fowlers, but actually documenting what we do, it's been quite a strange process. I think seeing the subbies react to what we do has been really good as well. They've been quite surprised how well they come across on camera, how professional they actually are.
Just your suppliers who you work with are all very, very professional, and I know that Jane and Jadine actually have spoken so highly about all of them, so it's a tribute to you, really.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that, but it's sort of, at the end of the show, obviously the intention would have been to have Jane's house finished, but I stand before you as a failure, so didn't do it. However, we did tell Jane she would be in for Christmas, and obviously Christmas isn't quite here yet. The house just got about to be jibbed this week.
So we are evolving.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a totally different build from Jadine's place as well. This one is a lot more straightforward, and this one has had a lot of extras.
It hasn't. I mean, yes, it could have run smoother. I think all jobs can, and anyone that tells you that your job will run smoother than it should probably underestimates what they're about to do. Jane will be happy. She'll be stoked to be in it. I know she's looking forward to a few drinks officially on the deck out the front, overlooking the white fluffy dogs or something. But no, it's been fun, and Jane's been fantastic to work with.
But anyway, no, it's been great to be working with you, and great journey. And I think bringing this to Christchurch in New Zealand for the build, for people building has been really informative. And thank you.
Hello, I'm Jane, and my tip of the day, or at least I should say my 3 tips for the day are: make sure that you really allow an awful lot more time than what you originally told, allow more money than what you originally told, and really ensure that you have regular updates, progress reports with your builder. Why do I say this? You always change your mind as things progress, and in fairness, I haven't changed a lot. It's probably earthquake that costs that, or because of the rebuild, costs have been driven up, so which has really affected the budget. Timing, as you know, if you've been following the series, this has just been a nightmare. So allow an awful lot more time, and even when you get told that you can book flights for family to come down, don't believe them. Just always allow another month. And one of the things I did say to Ivan when I first started working with him, and I think I actually mentioned this in the very first program, was what would his clients say about him? What are the things that really frustrate you or frustrate them? And he said, well, he swears a bit too much, and he's not a great communicator. He's a bit slow to get back at times. And look, in fairness, Ivan is a very good communicator, but I think I do feel slightly frustrated that there hasn't been sufficient communication on where progress has been. But other than that, look, like any build, costs are always greater than what you expect, because you do change your mind, you see great ideas, and times blow out, sometimes outside their control. But it is, as someone building, make sure you allow for that. And that's my 3 tips for the day.
While things haven't gone quite as planned for Jane's build, Jadine is more than happy to see Dustin at her new house.
How's it all going? How did the shift go?
Good to have you here, Dusty. Really good. The weekend went pretty smoothly. All the whānau was here. It was absolutely lovely. And you know, it is a transitional period with Mitty and with Kruger, and getting back into sleep patterns, routines, all of that kind of thing, and just getting back into our own space, having our surroundings, photos and everything back around us again. It's so warm and dry. It's been amazing. Just getting used to the appliances, and you know, I've never cooked on gas before, and I've never had a dishwasher before. You know, it was really exciting. I've had to learn how to stack the dishwasher. The showers, they're nice and new, and you turn them on and the hot water's hot just about instantly, you know. These are all things that, you know, in the rental, you'd have to turn it on for about 5 minutes before you got any hot water.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now I see the boys have made a little bit more of an effort outside. We've just about finished all that outside stuff, so we've got some fencing that's been done, and the outside gardens and stuff have been levelled off. Just looks like there's some seed to throw down, so that'll be that part taken care of.
The guy actually said to me the other day, "You'll be mowing your lawn in 3 weeks," and I was fantastic. I thought, as long as I've got some grass for Christmas, it'll be good.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, I'm pleased it's gone well, and obviously the home looks completely different now that Jadine's here with their furniture. That's what I like, really, coming back sort of a few weeks later, because you really don't know what they've got, and then it's nice to see it all laid out really well, and everything's sort of tying in with each other, so that's a really good result. I'm really happy for you, mate.
It's still a wee way to go, I must say. We've got a few boxes in the garage, so I try to keep the garage closed. I've still got a bit to do, but just want to get all that done before Christmas, because the whole whānau's coming down for Christmas. It's at our house this year.
Yeah, it's looking great, so it's a really good result.
With Jadine having been in the house for a wee while now, I wanted to find out what part of the house she's enjoying the most.
Now that I've moved into my beautiful new house, this area here is definitely by far my favourite place of the house. The kitchen, the dining area, it's definitely been the heart of the home. Everybody's always in here, and just cooking, having so much room. I absolutely love my splashback. I'm really glad I went with the red after seeing the colour of the cupboards, and I was going to go for a neutral, and I decided kind of last minute to go for the red, and I know that it was definitely the right choice for us. So it's so good having such a large oven. I can cook for lots of people. Or, you know, it's so good having so much space. The floor is easy to clean. It's been fantastic these last few weeks. The other thing that I do also really like about the house is that my old house was around the other way, so the bedrooms were at the front by Main North Road, and the living was more down the back. So with the double glazing, I really don't hear hardly any of that road noise. And now with the bedrooms, it's a lot quieter down the back as well. Spacious, so much room, and everything has just fallen into place. It's absolutely fantastic.
Coming up on Your New Home, Dustin's not just popping in for a friendly chat, he still has a little bit of work to do. Jadine is just loving being in her new home, but Dustin wants to know what problems she's had since moving in. His job isn't done just yet.
So one of the other reasons that I'm here today is just to check up with Jadine to see if there's any issues or anything that she's picked up on in the home that might need tidying up. Now that's quite common. I normally like to leave it for a few weeks before I come back. But generally speaking, if there's little bits and pieces that need tidying, we can sort of develop a bit of a list together. Now, when I first handed the keys over to Jadine, there was a couple of things that I'd seen that I wanted to attend to, and I haven't spoken to Jadine about that yet, but hopefully we can sort of compare lists. It's quite normal because she's got like a 90-day maintenance period, and she can develop a little list, and it will be a little list. It will be a little list over that time. And it's generally, honestly, just the smallest of things, or if incidentally, if there is something we've missed, well, we can get it sorted. So that's why I'm here. So how do we go? And have we got? What have you found that I haven't found?
There was a couple of things. Yep. Probably the main thing was I went to move my beautiful big microwave, the Beast, into its wee cubby hole, and it's quite heavy. And then I looked and I'm like, I need to plug this baby in. And seriously, there was no plug. Also, we planned to put a plug under the bench so that it wasn't on either end of the waterfall, ruining these lovely benches.
Yep.
So, and that plug's not there either. So every now and then we've whipped the old microwave out and stuck her up on the bench so that we can reheat something. But there's nothing too major, to be honest. I know I've got 90 days, so I can ring you for the next couple of years anyway. So
well, you can, that's generally the way it works. But you're quite right, actually, because the plugs, I do remember talking about those with you when we were doing the walkthrough. So we'll obviously talk to the Sparkies about that. So that's no problem at all.
Throughout the series, we've seen what a great guy Dustin is, and he hasn't left us disappointed in this last episode either. Jadine's letterbox was ruined in the demolition stage, so once again, Dustin delivers.
So the last piece of the puzzle for me is to put Jadine's letterbox in. Now, it was a case of having to, really, because the original one was munted when the demolition guys were here. I happened to be at Placemakers Riccarton the other day and I saw this red letterbox. Now, it matches her front door and it matches her splashback, so I couldn't resist, and that's what we'll put in for her, so I'm pretty sure she'll be happy about that. Don't film this bit, moment of truth. Hey!
With the letterbox done and dusted, I caught up with Dustin for the last time to hear how things have gone for him with Jadine's build.
It's been a pretty genuine sort of build for us. It's quite easy to manage, and Jadine's been great, and the subbies and contractors have been excellent as well. So, and it's a good result for her too. I mean, now that when you drive down that street and you just see what she's got there now, it's it stands out, looks really awesome. So, I don't know, she's happy, and we're happy to be involved with her as well. It's gone excellent. Yeah, there's not really too much more for us to do. We'll just pop in from time to time and make sure she's still happy and
catch up.
Yeah, catch up.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's certainly service, that's for sure. So landscaping, are you guys doing that for her?
Yeah, we are. We've only got the grass to put down now. The concrete's down, and we've done the fencing, so we'll just put the grass down. In her case, it was just the grass seed, so there's no ready lawn or anything. So it'll take a while, but we're coming into the warmer months, so get the grass seed down, she'll get plenty of water on it, and before she knows it, she'll have a nice new lawn. So we'll see how green her fingers are, see if she can get out in the garden and add to the gardens and a bit of planting and stuff. I'm not too sure what she's like in that area, but we'll soon see.
No, it's been great working with you. We've had a few laughs along the way. And,
it's certainly been a process. It's certainly been a journey, that's for real. But it's quite interesting, really, because we know what we do every day. But now when you document it, it's been really good.
It's been great working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope the viewers have got something out of it. Nice one.
Now that the house is finished, Dustin takes us through Jadine's build from start to finish.
Okay, so there we go. We've finished the build for young Jadine, and I have to say it's gone really, really well. As I would normally say, it's great, which is awesome. So, it's one of those things. At the beginning of the job, we had a really big dig out. You might recall we were down to 1 metre deep because of the type of soil and land that we're dealing with here. So it was a massive dig out. It was quite a bit of work went into the foundation, and that's part and parcel of what we're dealing with in Christchurch now after the earthquakes. That followed on to framing and roof stage and all the other components of the build. It went really good because pretty much a seamless transition throughout the whole process, which is great for me, and the credit really has to go to our subbies and suppliers for making sure that everything was right. Everyone's done pretty much what I've asked of them and more, and I know that from Jadine's point of view, the timeline, and for the insurance company, the timeline was right. There was a few tricky parts that we had to contend with. We had some changes down the hallway that we implemented for Jadine, and that worked out okay. Little issue with the sink in terms of the location of the pipes, but again, we managed to get around that. That sort of thing's just part of building. And for me, it's the result. This is why we do this job. It's such a good result. She's got a beautiful new home out of it, and we've got to meet, and we've got a new friend out of Jadine. We've just got on so well, which is great. And now she can carry on the rest of her life with young Miriama. She can enjoy the home, and I'm sure everything will work out just fine for her.
Hi, I'm Jadine, and if you're looking at building, this is my advice. When you're looking for a building company, definitely get out there, have a look around, look into different building companies, talk to friends and family that may have built or something like that, and go with maybe who they might recommend. When I was looking at building, I had Fowler Homes recommended to me. Gave them a call. Dustin called me back maybe within about 24 hours. He came round, we had a catch up, he told me all about the company, about himself, what he did, and he had also built with Fowlers as well. So I definitely got a really good vibe, a good gut feeling about the company and Dustin, so then decided to go ahead with Fowlers and Dustin as my project manager. And Something that I definitely have noticed at the moment with a lot of people building and things like that within the Canterbury area, that a lot of people are going with maybe a friend or a mate that's in the industry, and they think they might get a better deal or a bit cheaper or something like that, and it's definitely not always the case. And sometimes it can just, put strain on friendships and things like that as well. When you find a really good building company, they should be able to get you really good deals on, what it is that you're actually after, and be able to tailor-make something to what suits you and your family. And that's definitely what happened with Fowler's. We kind of didn't just go one plan, this is it. We put different things together. Dustin found out about our lifestyle, what it was that we needed to be able to meet our needs. And, the really good thing was that where Dusty was concerned, there was no grey area. It was all black and white, very straightforward. And, I trusted Dustin doing the build on my own. I sometimes just needed a bit of help or advice with certain things that I was choosing. So I think when you are choosing a building company, you definitely need to, trust your project manager, trust the product, trust what it is that they use, so that you know that you can get the home of your dreams at the end of the day, and have something that you're comfortable with, and that you're going to love forever. And I think as well, if I was fortunate enough to build again, I definitely would choose Fowler's again. And with Dusty and Ivan, it's definitely been a fantastic experience journey the whole way through. It's been really fun. So yeah, hopefully you can take some of my advice and it's been a help to you.
Coming up on Your New Home, Jane and Jadine meet for the very first time. What will Jane think seeing Jadine's finished house? And just how different were their experiences? Jane and Jadine have both been through a life-changing experience, especially having their builds documented as part of a TV show. With one build completed, Jadine shows Jane around her new home.
Oh, so this is the heat pump. I can remember the issue with the heat pump.
Yeah, and it's really good. So they have...
so where was it supposed to go?
Originally we were going to put it down there.
Okay.
And then, because my cousins have got the heat pump business, we discussed it because the doorway was meant to be kind of more here.
Yep.
And then they said, well, we can put it there if we move, otherwise it's just going to hit the wall and bounce off.
Back, yeah. Because my heat pump's on the ground. I don't quite know what the difference is between on the ground.
We discussed that. Yeah. We discussed one on the ground, but with MIDI, they said with little kids, they'll just
post
drop
things.
Yep.
Like the DVD players.
Yeah. And over time,
Meeting for the first time gave Jane and Jadine a chance to discuss their very different building experiences.
Recently, now that we're in the new house and back in the same section, so back where the old house was, I've been thinking about it a lot lately, to be honest.
It must be lovely to be back.
It is, yeah. Even though it's on the main road, I guess it's what I'm used to. I'm used to being here, so no, it's been really good. And being in the new house, still getting used to everything, and I need to move that or move that. That's not where that should go.
But it takes a wee while just to get everything feeling right.
Yes.
You can put things out and they're just not necessarily. So that's reassuring. I might take a couple of months to actually get my paintings up, you reckon?
Yeah. I'm still placing things around.
Chatting about paint colours and painting placements is the norm for Jane and Jadine now.
But I love the white walls. I'm doing exactly the same. All the walls are white, but I think one of the walls in my bedroom will have colour. But other than that, it'll be white, purely because when you do start hanging things on the walls, it's a lovely way to introduce colour. You've had a really quick build, haven't you? How long has it taken you?
It was 7 months.
Is that from the time you first met?
Oh, no, that was just the build side of things. It was a bit of a process because I had changed from repair to rebuild, and then met Dustin. He came recommended in Fowler's, so started with that. So it was probably a good 12 months.
Building a new home doesn't always go smoothly, as Jane knows too well.
The demolition started, I think, first week of February, and that was only supposed to be 2 days, and then suddenly, oh no, it's going to be a deconstruction because it had a whole lot of room unit that they wanted to, the demolition guys wanted to keep, so it became a 2-week process to demolish the house, but we then had to go into queue for scaffolding. So I think that took about a month from the time that all started to get the scaffolding, and then we've been building ever since. And although I've got removalists booked for 15th of December, and I've got family who've booked airfares for Christmas. I doubt I'm going to be in for Christmas.
I know, because I've been watching as, the show has gone on and everything, and I remember being at those stages, and when those things kind of started happening, it did go really fast. It was just like boom. And
so you reckon in a month I could?
Hey, look,
Well, I didn't realise that the roof had fallen off something and had to be. There was damage to the roof. There was look, anything that seems to go wrong seems to be going wrong, which is quite a different build. When I first built with Fowlers, I mean, they were chasing me to make decisions. It was such a fast build, but it was a much more simple house last time. I'm building 20 plus years ago.
It wouldn't be right to end the show without hearing from the two men who have taken us through the whole series. That's right, Dustin and Ivan are together again. What trouble are they getting up to now?
Right, we're actually at the end of the show, as you're probably aware, and goes without saying, mate, we need to thank a few people, and I'd like you to start first.
Probably first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jadine and Jane actually for being involved with us, because obviously without them we couldn't have had the show. Yeah, first and foremost, thanks to those two fine ladies for letting us document their homes.
For me, and watching Dustin work with Jadine to the conclusion of the house has been awesome. And we couldn't have picked two nicer ladies, really.
Absolutely, yeah. And then obviously, further from that too, is our suppliers and subbies. I mean, those guys have been great. And to be honest, they've all worked like they would normally work with us, haven't they, mate? They've done a pretty good job.
The suppliers have been really awesome, and we haven't, in the show, I hope people have picked up the fact we haven't made up anything. Those that are working with us and have watched us build for them will know we haven't made up any of this stuff. It's just been straight off. But no, we haven't falsified what we do. It's straight up honest. And that's the backbone of our company, mate, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, because, I mean, building doesn't always go to plan, and it's got to be real. So often you quite easily do a show, and we could have fudged it and made sure that your house finished, but that's just not the way it works all the time. And two completely different builds, 2-storey, on the Esplanade, single story, in Belfast. They are completely different builds, really, so one's always going to take a bit longer and a bit harder, isn't it?
The only thing they've got in common is they're both homes, and we're really lucky to do what we do. I often say this to clients, sure Dustin does as well, to let clients trust us to build a home for them and for their family and for the future. And we have a lot of fun with people, though. It just makes it a lot more enjoyable because it's a tough industry.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's such a busy time, but yeah, of course, it's pretty easy to get stressed about things, but if you can just work with the people, and I think we're lucky we have that pretty candid relationship, don't we? Try not to let the client stress out. We'll do the stressing for them, but behind the scenes so they don't notice it. So as long as they enjoy it, that's the main thing for us, isn't it?
But thanks for watching, and Dusty, thanks for your efforts too, mate. You're a bit ginger at the start, weren't you, mate?
Yeah, camera's it's a bit tough at the beginning, isn't it? God.
You're used to the limelight, though, you're a stock car racer.
But hey, listen, the closing, I think, it's been absolutely great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
That's it.
Thanks very much.
It's a huge commitment when building your new home. We hope that by following this series that you've learned that it really does pay off in the end. Jane and Jadine have put a lot of faith into their builders and the designs, and it's all coming together. That's the thing about starting a new adventure. The journey is what truly makes a mark on your life. I'm Bridget McClelland. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
I'm not ready yet. How's my hair? Makeup?
So my tip of the day is basically keep your... Can't remember what I'm saying.
Presto, you've got yourself a shower.
They can't all be serious. We'll all end up in a loony bin.
Oh, exactly.